Welcome to this week's of the PTC Talks, where we are honored by having Matthew and Mohammed from Transition Technologies PSC for a session on integration of PLM and ALM. But first, a very quick introduction by me, and my name is Torbjörn Peterson. I'm the Alliance Manager here for PTC in the Nordics, leading these weekly webinars where we invite customers and partners for some inspiration on digital transformation to see what is possible and how to make things happen. And we are running all these talks on Fridays, same time, with topics around either manufacturing, services, or engineering. And all the recordings of the past sessions could be found on the registration site. The agenda for today is first a very quick overview of PTC by me, and then Matthew and Mohammed will run the show where they will touch base on a few challenges, how to address these, and then explain some of the business outcomes. At the end, we're also having a Q&A session, so please keep your questions to that, or you may also put them in the chat, and we will pick them up later. So just quick overview of PTC by me. So PTC is a global software company with a headquarters in Boston, and we provide market-leading solutions on IoT, augmented reality, PLM, CAD, SLM, and ALM through the digital thread to help companies to accelerate their digital transformation. So now over to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Toby. So thank you all for connecting today. So as introduced by Torbjörn, I'm Mathieu Ardouin, Business Development Manager at TTPSC France, and today I'm co-presenting this PTC talk with my colleague Mohamed Yassine Oukila, who is a solution architect and pre-sales consultant in our team in France. Today, the topic we're going to present is focused on the interaction between Codebeamer, ALM, and Windshield PLM, and more importantly, the added value of those two tools working together. So about the agenda, first I'm going to introduce TTPSC very briefly so you can get to know us. We are going also to present the concepts of ALM and PLM, and then we are going to move on focus on what is Codebeamer. I am also going to finish the presentation by presenting 3 top use cases for ALM and PLM integration, which are actually inspired by real projects which took place over the last couple of years. We are going to finish this session with first a demo that will be presented by my colleague, Mohamed Yassine, and a Q&A session. So TTPSC, some of us might actually know us already. We are a GSI, part of a bigger group called Transition Technologies Capital Group. This group was born in Poland and is now representing more than 2,000 people all over the world. TTPSC has a few offices around the world on almost all the continents, as you can see on the lower left, sorry. We are more than 800 people internationally, and we completed more than 1,200 projects related to digital thread for our industrial customers. What is the strength of TTPSC is the long-term and strategic relationship with our partners. PTC has been the oldest partner of the company since the company existed, actually, for 17 years. And we are today advanced GSI partner of PTC for the full scope of PTC solutions. We are also a reseller of PTC solution on the full channel scope. Now, enough talking about us, let's talk about ALM and PLM. So most of you probably already know what PLM is. You might also have a PLM already deployed in your company, which is a good thing. But as you know, today we hear more and more about software-defined engineering. It means that the product that used to be only wire and cables and mechanical parts are getting more software embedded in them along the years as innovation goes along. So PLM is mostly the tool that will allow you to define and help you build bill of material for your physical product, hardware, electronical, mechanical, and so on. So you can manage all that defines your product, the 3D models, the simulation data, all the metadata that defines your product, your specification, your documents, your variants, your test results, all that in a collaborative platform that is really part of your digital thread. And now we can also talk about ALM, which is Application Lifecycle Management. ALM is to software what PLM is for your physical product. So ALM is a requirements management system, basically, but it evolved over the last years to become also a test management system, an agile development for your software engineering to make sure that the software is being released on the best quality with the right agility, collaboration. You also get regulatory compliance templates on ALM systems. So as you see, the both worlds really provide different functionalities and different advantages. Now, what you can really, the bridge that you can really build between those two kind of solutions, that you can be sure by interacting ALM and PLM that your system engineering is really focused not only on one side or the other, meaning the physical or the software, but make sure that you have a consistency in the design of your hardware product and your software product. You can also make sure that the change management will impact in a smart way both your software and hardware when you need to modify your requirements or when you need to act to correct a default on your product. And the product configuration itself will also be more agile and efficient when you can have traceability between the software version and the hardware version present on the field at your customers or in your manufacturing process. So now that we presented those two concepts, let's talk about Codebeamer. Codebeamer is part of the PTC portfolio since PTC acquired the Intland company a couple of years ago. It's what we call new generation ALM. New generation, I would say, in my point of view, because Codebeamer is not just a requirement management system. It's really also a large scope of functionalities that allow you to make sure that your software and product definition is managed from end to end on the full scale of your process. So you find many key functionalities in ALM Codebeamer, such as from left to right requirement management. So you can manage the requirements for your software part, but also for the hardware component of your product. The risk management, which will also get benefit by covering both the software usage from your users, but also the physical hardware usage of your product. You will also be able to link all this with the test and validation campaign. All that with the spirit of agile engineering that is really boosted by embedded methods and processes inside Codebeamer to make sure that your software engineering is really getting the pace of the today's innovation speed. You have the DevOps capacity, configuration management to make sure that all the different versions and forks and branches of software development are consistent with the way that you design your physical product and the go-to-market strategy. And finally, the strategic reuse to avoid having to redesign something that has already been done for your maybe product on the past generations. So Codebeamer is a SaaS tool, SaaS-ready tool that allows you to give access to all your user in your company or even your extended company to your requirement base, to your software development, to your testing, your risk management, and all that I described just earlier. And you might also have a Windchill PLM system that is maybe on-prem or in the SaaS already, that is managing your physical product definition, your documentation, and so on, and your CAD data, of course. You got change management in both of them, but the question is, how do I make them talk together and collaborate together? This is really the sweet spot that you will be looking for, because this is where you will get the most value. And well, thanks to the common effort of the Codebeamer product engineers and Windchill product engineers, you will have the capacity to use OSLC standard to make them talk together. OSLC is something you might have been heard about in the past. It's Open Services for Lifecycle Collaboration. It's a standard of links and interactions that allow your lifecycle system, PLM or ALM, to be really a dynamic part of your digital thread. So it's really useful for Codebeamer and Windchill because they can actually exchange data and create new types of links, which might not exist in Codebeamer standalone or Windchill standalone, but allow them to exchange data in a dynamic way. So you can use it to structure your design flow, okay, to make sure that your design data from Windchill is also known by Codebeamer and the other side around. Linking and tracing, meaning that you can also make sure that the versioning of Windchill is being traced to the versioning of Codebeamer on the software, on the requirements, so you have really a consistency of the data. Regulatory compliance. So these OSLC interactions are compliant with the regulations and the certifications that you need to apply in your own different verticals. And finally, the change impact analysis will allow you to make your users aware when something was modified in the definition of my physical product. Well, I will probably have impacts on my software and vice versa. And if I modify a requirement in Codebeamer, I need to have a red flag on my physical product definition to be sure that my impact analysis will go all the way to my designers in the R&D department. So I hope this was clear for you. And if it was not, don't hesitate to ask questions at the end of this PTC talk about it. Now let's present 3 main use cases about ALM-PLM integration. The first one is managed requirements across product lifecycle. It's probably the simplest use case in terms of data exchanges, and it's also a very good first step to go towards ALM integration and collaboration with PLM. So what you see on the left side of this diagram is that Codebeamer is managing the requirements and the requirements of my physical product. And all those requirements are linked dynamically to my part definition, my product definition, and my bill of material. And then on the Windchill side, we also build links with all the options, the variants, the documentations, and the change management. Use case number 2 is improved team agility. There, the focus is to make sure that the collaboration between the software team and the physical product designers is really smooth and works in harmony. Software team basically work in agile mode, which means that they will release new versions and patch anomalies very quickly, sometimes on a pace of every week, every 2 weeks. Physical product developers cannot go as quick as that. When you release a new product, you had maybe a 6-month design period. And you must be sure that you are aligned on the gate when you want to release this product, when you want to go to market. Well, your physical product needs to get the latest version of the latest, let's say, stable version of your software. All this must be aligned, but it must not slow down your software team. They must keep going agile. So this is really the interest of this interaction, to make sure you have really a synchronization of both teams' paces. And the use case number 3 is effectively manage change. Then, in this use case, we will make sure that we can interact all the bricks of your digital thread. So we have Codebeamer managing requirements. We have Windchill managing the bill of material, engineering, manufacturing, services. You have also Codebeamer managing software structure or a third-party product. It could be Bitbucket, for example. You can have a third-party other software like MS Office related to all that. And finally, the validation and testing campaigns with Codebeamer. Those are examples of logos, which are projects carried out by PTC and their customers on those 3 specific use cases. And finally, we also have a TTPSC reference on the bottom left with Scheffler, who we are helping to boost their ALM development across all the departments with Codebeamer, with the objective of interfacing it with Windchill in the end. Now it's up to you, Yasin, to go with the demo. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you, Mathieu. Please let me know, Mathieu, if you can see my screen and if you can hear me. Just move.
I can see your screen and hear you.
All right, awesome. Okay, good. Okay, so thank you, Mathieu, for showing those use cases. I will demo the first use case. So basically, the idea here is from Windchill, I would like to link my requirements of Codebeamer. So I'm going to show you how you can easily create that link using standard out-of-the-box features, so there's no customization that needs to be done. So here I'll start from Windchill. I'll go to my parts structure, to my BOM, which is the snowmobile. I will pick, let's pick any part. I'll pick this one, for example. And from this one here in the tab, sorry, I will hide your faces. So here in the tab on the right, the traces tab, you can add a trace to your requirement. So you click on the plus, the green plus button here. You will have to pick the server or the application that you want to link it to. So here, in our case, it's ALM-PLM integration. So it's Codebeamer for us. I will keep the resource as a requirement. And here you can select the type, allocate or satisfy. I will pick satisfy. I'm going to choose the snowmobile from the Codebeamer perspective, the snowmobile dataset project. Okay, open. And then here you can put the number of your requirement. Okay, I'll just pick this one because it's something I used earlier. You can search for it. It will search in Codebeamer for the requirement. Here you can find the number. It found it. So you have the number, the title, when it was modified, and the state, some metadata, and you can click OK so that it will add your requirement to your part. Okay, so whether you can see it here in the structure or if you go to the part information page, you have a tab traces where you can see your requirements. Okay, so you have the title, you have the server when it was modified. If you go with to the number, thanks to the OSLC adapter, you can see some attributes from Codebeamer. You can have like a view on what's happening on the other side. So, and you can have, which is very interesting, is that you can go directly to your requirement from Windchill. So you have a link to your requirement. So here, when I hit on the link of this requirement, I go directly to Codebeamer. And if you notice, well, basically here I was already logged in, but I didn't have to log in again because thanks to the SSO that is supported with these systems, you can use the same login of Windchill. Okay. So here we can see that our parts, which was this one, okay, it's W2, so that I can remember, is added here. Okay, so it's added here. From Codebeamer as well, you can check the information page of the parts directly. Okay, and this is something that our customers find very, very useful. You can even see the visualization. Okay, you can see all the attributes, so you don't have to go to Windchill if you just want to find which part it is or what is the value of an attribute, for example, and so on. You can see the state. Okay, like you are in Windchill, but with a lighter version. Okay, so this is the part where I added a requirement from here, and it was shown sorry, I added the link to a requirement in Windchill, and we can see it in Codebeamer. You can go the other way around as well. So if I go back to my project, so here I will just start from the beginning. I'll go back to my project. So I'm in Codebeamer, and I have the requirements, and I would like to link it to my product in Windchill. So I will go to my snowmobile project, dataset project, and here trackers, for those who are not familiar with it. If you're more familiar with Windchill, it's like the WT part in Windchill is like a container which holds all the links and all the information. So here you can see here that I have the product requirements structure with hardware requirements, software requirements. So I'm going to hardware requirements. Okay, I'm going to look for any requirements. For example, I'll just pick one so that I can add the part to it. So let's pick a random one, this one. Okay, RPM management, for example. And from here, I can go to, I will just double click on it so that I can open it, update it, modify, and here you have this outbound OSLC links. So in this scenario, Codebeamer is the upstream and Windchill is the downstream. In the other one that I showed you, it was the opposite. So here you can choose Windchill, search for parts version. You just go here and pick the number of your parts. So I will okay, I will use the same one, for example. I will just use the same number. I just copy and paste and search. It will search in Windchill, and you can just add it. Okay, and you can see how it is more easily done, and how it is intuitive to this scenario is. So here where I will just save the requirement, and you can see that my part was added. You can see that if I do a check-in, check-out of the part, this link, it's a bidirectional integration. So this link will show us here that this is suspected, and you can click on it and clear it if it is needed. The other way around, in Windchill, for example, I have an example of that, is that here, what I did is, let's go to this wheeled manifold. Okay. Or maybe, yeah. So here, what I did is that this requirement in particular, I'll just go to it. I updated it from Codebeamer, okay? So I updated the requirement from Codebeamer. Imagine like someone is working on the requirement and updating it. So how would you know that you are linking to the latest product? So from Windchill, you can see this red red alert or suspect alert that you can check in Codebeamer, so you can see what has been changed. So here, what I did is I just changed some information, comments and information of this requirement. I just added mainboard 3. So it created this. And from Windchill, if you wanted to, okay, and you say, okay, this is okay for me, I wanted to update the link to the latest version of the requirement, you can just do it from Windchill. You can just clear the suspect, okay? And you can see here after the update that there are no more alerts here. Okay, I think that's it for me. If you have any question, don't hesitate.
Thank you very much, Yassine. Okay, so I'm going to take back the screen sharing. And now it's time for a Q&A time. So if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask in the chat or just take the mic directly and we will do our best to answer.
Yes, please go ahead and raise your hand, or you could also put them in the chat and we will pick them up here. So let's see, I mean, if you have any first questions here coming up. Let me see here quickly. I had one question here regarding the value. What kind of a value is Codebeamer bringing in particular for the ALM and PLM synergy? Could you?
Well, in terms of added value, obviously you get really a big increase in a decrease in your time to market, because the collaboration between software and hardware team is not easy, even less easy when you are new on the software-defined product market. And the fact that you can really make them collaborate on the same product structure in the same environments, well, it's really an accelerator, and also an increase in your product quality in the end, because you can manage your software embedded on the product with the versioning, the right version with the right hardware, and you can also manage the updates of those products. I mean, over-the-air updates, even if you can have the infrastructure to do so, and all that is traced. So when you have services issues on the field, your engineers know exactly which software version corresponds to this product serial number, and this is really makes it really easier to solve the issue and to manage all the change that will then be a chain reaction over your whole product definition upstream up to the requirement definition.
Thank you, Matthew. I had another question here. Let's see here if we can find it here. And that was regarding what advice would you give to an industrial company who wishes to follow the PLM and ALM roadmap?
Well, my advice would be to really make the PLM processes and strategy clear to your whole company, make it really advanced and streamlined, so you are ready to then integrate the ALM part and interface it with PLM. And of course, well, always advise, I think at TTPSC, but at PTC as well, start small and scale fast, meaning that first go with Codebeamer with a small scope, maybe just a requirement system with the use case 1, for example. And then once you get it working along with Windchill, well, scale up and go to the validation scope, go to the risk management, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I see we have questions from users, from attendees in the chat.
Right.
So the first one I can see,
yeah, please go ahead.
Do you have a sample of linking test case in demo? What do you mean by sample? I don't know who asked that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so the test case in this machine, I don't have a sample or an example on a test case, but this is something that we can send you a video on how you link a test case to your product.
Okay, thank you, Yassine. Then the second question I see is how much of what presented is out of the box?
Well, all of it. Of course, you have to configure your Windchill and Codebeamer, but all of it was out of the box. The adapter was added. The OSLC adapter is out of the box with the Windchill, with the Codebeamer installation, and with the Windchill installation.
Yes, great slides, guys. Thank you. So that's a very good comment. How and where is the software code linked to?
So it is linked into Codebeamer, okay, and you can find it. I'll share my screen again in the requirements. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so here you have SCM commits. Okay, so this here you can see the history of your commits and who did it and so on, and the comments. Yeah, and you can go through your repository from here.
Okay, so I hope it answered the question. If you have follow-up question on that, please please put it in the chat. Next one is, can you share the procedure and prerequisites for the integration of ALM with PLM? Yes, sure. If you contact us, you will see our contacts in the next slide. If you contact us, you can also contact us on LinkedIn, of course. We can share with you some insights about those prerequisites and the whole roadmap. And the last one I can read is, how does an integrated ALM-PLM approach support continuous delivery and DevOps practices in product development? Well, for continuous delivery, if you mean just delivery of software, you have in Codebeamer all the required system to work on your software development and manage your versioning, your forks, and so on, like you can do in for example a GitLab or similar system. And for the DevOps practices, well, I'm not an expert. I don't know, Yassine, if you can
Yeah, I mean,
complement on
I
that.
think, I mean, for the DevOps, we can understand what's why the ALM is important in product development. But for what the question was, Freddy, if I understood correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, is the why the integrating ALM to PLM will help this will help in the best practices of product development. So nowadays we have more products that are software driven. So you have the hardware part, but you have the software behind it. And with this approach, basically you have this what we call the digital thread, so that you can follow up with your requirements. Okay, so your software, your hardware changes as I showed you in the demo. If you change something in the hardware, you can directly link it to the software that you have changed. Okay, that you should change, and this is a part of a broader change management in the company. Yeah.
Perfect.
And
Thanks.
also, in addition to that, with the continuous delivery, you have built-in different built-in agile processes and templates in Codebeamer. So you can get, for example, Kanban displays, dashboards. You also have project management templates that allow you to be sure all your actors, software designers, project managers are aligned on the same schedule. So this is really something that Codebeamer is strong about. It's agility on different scales. Okay, we have also, what is the typical repository used in the industry?
I mean, mainly all the main ones, like you can GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. So and with the OSLC adapter, even if you have like a particular one, you can integrate it to it. Yeah. So it's
Okay, and the last one, and then I don't think we can take more questions, but you can contact us after the PTC talk. It will be a pleasure to continue the discussion. Which is the minimum release version of Codebeamer and Windshield to achieve the connection?
well, okay. So this demo was in Codebeamer 2.2, which I guess is the last one. In 2.1, I'm sure there is a connection, but for the minimum, I have to check this information and get back to you. Please let me know if you have Codebeamer and what is the version of Codebeamer you have, and I will check if it's something that. But there is a matrix of compatibility between Windchill and Codebeamer in the PTC support.
Thanks.
You have all our coordinates on this this page. So take a screenshot or take your notepad. You can then take it in and contact us later.
Thanks a lot, guys, and time is unfortunately running out, so many thanks everyone for joining, and of course, especially thanks to you, Matthew and Yasin, for sharing a lot of interesting stuff here, and a fantastic demo, I must say. So with that, I hope to see you back already next week on the next September the 20th. Net Zero Race with PLM by Steve Shaw from PTC, and also from Rafael Bukowski from Transition Technologies. So with that, have a fantastic weekend, everyone, and see you back next week then. Right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.